USPs out for Monte. Their weapons are back. It is full Kevlar for them as well. No kits, no dualies, no nothing. Meanwhile, Complexity stringing out to this A site early. They want a quick one here.
Sending it into the A-bomb site, a procession. Big frags from Complexity. A lightning fast bomb plant as well. The numbers keep dwindling for Monte. No let up from Complexity. Continuing as they did at the beginning of Overpass at the very least. How long will it hold though on Anubis? SDY, the last man standing for Monte, losing the pistol on Anubis. Soon be enjoying the new waters of the Anubis cleanup in CS2, the port.
Cheeky spot from Floppy. Love that behind the boat. I'm very surprised that Monte didn't buy anything like a kit or any dualies in that round. I feel like especially when you're denying that A rush, for example, pretty hard to do so if you don't have dualies in play, or even on that B side, it can be very useful. But it is Complexity who come away with a convincing pistol round win. Now they look to clean up the following round. Smoke down. They've gone a little too deep there. There's a chance Complexity could beat that if they wanted. Looks like they're happy to chill right now, though. No need to walk into close range angles against these pistols and SMGs unnecessarily. 4B right now for Monte. Looks like a good call. That bomb is leaning towards B long. They might aggress on towards him.
Great patience to execute that flash. Monte deliver the goods and take the goods from Complexity. That bomb will be stuck outside now. That's going to be quite the issue to solve, and things will become only more painful as Kambayan collects 2, leaving Floppy in a 1 versus 5. Not lasting very long at all. Catastrophe early on then. No bomb plant either for Complexity. They got raised in that round.
Flash timing is just so good. And SDY not even cleared in the corner. That 5-7, so powerful at that range. If you hit those headshots, it's exactly what SDY does. And so Complexity don't have that clean, strong start they were hoping for. Simple flash play, drops the bomb. Bro lands some good shots. Now Complexity have to try and win with pistols themselves. Towards this B site again, but they've already lost their first player.
Meat grinder is where Complexity find themselves. Not getting much out of this for Spy. Caught wandering, Elige. That will be a quick turnaround then for Monte, who are suddenly in the driving seat, looking comfortable. But they're silenced and forced back later on if they want them Complexity. Again, if you're joining us late to watch this deciding map of the series, due to all the servers getting turned off, had to find a way around that to play the game with stock weapons, all M4A4s, no silenced M4s in that prior map. Led to some interesting scenarios, but now people are back on their usual BS. 2-1 then for Monte. Having lost the pistol, turned things around very quick indeed. Only Demka over towards A. Will this smoke be respected? There's a flash here for JT, and Demka's going to get caught with a grenade in his hand. That's going to lead to problems. Bomb plant at the very least, surely on the way. They picked the right door this time, and they might even have more to say about this round. There's an AK-47 for Floppy. There's no Kevlar, but they found a 4th kill. Bro's the last man then, trying to free fire. He's got to find a transfer, but doesn't. That was almost a complete Glock round. What is happening in this game?
What a mad round win that is. The timing perfect on the flash and the push. Demka caught with a molly out. And then that transfer, that adjustment from Floppy was the difference maker. Bro gets Floppy out of there, but Elige able to pop up with just the Glock for the final frag. Crazy scenes. Back and forth start to this third and final map. We could be in for a great map here. Monte still with a double up set up into this round. And some rifles. Zerk has to settle for the scope of the SG rather than the AWP you would want. Demka playing solo A again. They're going to try and push his position for a second time in a row.
Great pre-fire, forcing him to fight in the flame. Grim drops by a Warrow, but JT's got something to say about this. They've got good angles on each other. Warrow looking for that lurk, but he will find it, but in the worst way. 3-on-2 for Complexity, looking to take the lead once more. JT's been lost in the meantime, but the bomb has been planted. Monte in a sandwich now. What remains of them won't remain for long. Hulzak's got the Krieg, and Complexity have the round.
Very good work here from Complexity. Again, they run a similar play. This time, Demka gets one kill by some time for the rotate. It's an important frag from JT, and then Elige on the lurk. Really making the difference there. Just having that one player away from the rest of the squad allows him to cause issues for those CTs trying to play between mid and A. And Hulzak showing where that SG can be powerful at the end. Lines up a couple of kills. Stuck on a very low buy. I think this is one even they can't win. Even with how mad this game has been. This is going to be easy pickings for Complexity.
This is a very interesting series, very different to what we had earlier on. Let's see if it stabilizes, though, or if you'll just keep going heavily in one team's direction or the other. Monte, fairly relaxed, staying focused. Pulling the rifles out once more, for the most part, at the very least. MP9's always a strong weapon, though. Often a strong weapon, not always, depends on range. Double AWPs on the T side for Complexity.
Yeah.
This is new.
They saved those previously, so they're sticking with it.
Very Brazilian.
Oh, bro, not quite able to get that second kill there. AK on the floor. Might actually not be a terrible idea for Complexity to pick that up. Oh, Floppy doesn't need any help. He locks down the aggression all by himself. SDY is going to beat him to the bomb site, something that Floppy wasn't expecting. But he's done great work to give his team the man advantage.
Another fast-moving round. Low health player Grim will pick up the AWP. 1 of 2, remember. So Hulzak's the only man without an AWP now. Coming through with the rifle, and Alicia try and clutch it afterwards. That's just not the right way around, is it? Come on, guys. Why is Hulzak giving an AWP instead of a leash to the low health player and taking the AK-47? That's not what we want to see here.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward one. I think the AWPs really come into play as they try and push this site. If you have AKs, I feel like you trade this so much more easily. But instead, Bro gets a pretty comfy lineup. Still had to execute, though. Still delivered. Bro's been really impressive since he joined this Monte team. Always easy to adjust to playing on an international squad, but he's looked right at home here on Monte. Slower start to this round, but Complexity are putting some nades into this B site. Doesn't look like they're going to commit off the back of them. Elsewhere, Floppy on that lurk towards A has been handled. Complexity will try and take control towards mid. Warrior's got an angle on this.
Three more finds. Make it 2 for Warrow. trying to control that bomb. Keep the T stuck in this position. Each moves closer to the smoke. How much can they really get done in this round's complexity? The answer is not much. Bro is so quick with duels. He is so fast. It's crazy watching him. He is lightning fast all the time, bro. Bomb still in mid. What is Elige to do here? Get a few kills and fall on his sword? Or find a place to hide?
15 seconds. Or it might actually be closing in on Elige, funnily enough. Sure if he wants to move in and risk that AWP getting dropped, considering he doesn't have anyone nearby. Will now run in. Elige is dealt with. SDY. Man to get him out of there, so not an ideal position there for Elige. No money earned. The survivor on T side, you get punished. This looks like Monte are bouncing back here. It's a little too easy for Warrior to farm those frags on mid. Complexity had one smoke, but they didn't want to use it there to cross mid. They were just going to hope that Warrior wasn't looking their way, and he very much was. So this round should be a gimme for Monte.
Don't you hate it when that happens? All right then. Floppy will use the space created by his teammate to find a headshot and create some more space. Stretch out these CTs. Now they can use that clock complexity. Try and abuse the numbers somewhere. A is not a bad choice. Likely to be 2, but someone's got to keep an eye on mid at the same time. So if they're lucky, they may only have to run past one of these 2 players. You can see the bomb carrier is not at the front. Someone takes the bullet for the president. President plants the bomb. That's the plan anyway. Demka finds the right target though, and the cleanup is good. 4 survive for Monte as they move to 5. They take the lead over complexity then. You can see Demka's being quite vocal, feeling it now, getting into the groove in this third map.
You know, Demka's someone who likes to get loud when his team are on top, especially when he makes some good plays like that. That was the easy test. The hard one is now, as they are up against AKs. Leash can't actually afford a helmet because of that previous round where he died after time. Raz now getting aggressive early. Monte showing us how to play that CT side of Anubis. You have to take initiative quite a lot of your rounds. But Kraz now turns back. JT's already there looking at him. Complexity find the opener. People extremely passively allowing this aggression to come on through. So Monte have this area of the map, but how useful is that here? Complexity instead are just going to move up mid. Oh, they are now tucking back though. Still seems like they might look for the drop down, and the bomb site looks pretty vulnerable right now, but can they get a crossfire between Bro and Demka? That would be big.
Great work from Demka and Bro. Seems to be a hard man to put down on this map of Anubis. Grim's got some catching up to do, and that could be done. Bro's only got 5 HP, but Bro is fast. I've been saying it all game. He is fast. 100 HP or 5, he'll still rip your face off. Nice work as Monte take 1 step forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first kill from JT. And I'm a little surprised they go for this drop down. I thought they were aware that they lost this control over towards A and this aggression came in. It just feels so risky dropping down like that when you know you could be just walking into this crossfire, but Complexity maybe didn't realize those exact positions. They were maybe hoping that Floppy could trade. He was playing back from the stairs. Instead, he goes down. And now Monte on a real roll here. 6-4 up against the pistols in this one, and that's a blind shot from Waro. Goes back for more. This is the second time round, and look at all the frags. Complexity bombard the bomb site.
Not for the first time either. Oops.
Whoa.
Finding a way back in with these unlikely buys. So costly for Monte also. They lose everything. Grim with a collection of frags towards the end, and the score remains close. We're getting, I wanted to say we're getting into that scrappy territory again, but I think we're knee-deep in that scrappy territory. I don't think we're leaving anytime soon. Chaos on the bomb site. To the victor, the spoils.
Important round for Complexity. Monte were building on their CT side. They'd won 4 in a row. As we know, Anubis, oftentimes a T-sided map. Necessarily the case for Complexity. Tend to do well on the CT side as well. Look at this timing. JT back turned is so lucky to be alive there. Floppy not so lucky though. It's an AWP against him. So a clean and easy man advantage for Monte.
Repositioning. Lot of fun coming their way. Great pre-fire from Bro. Complexity trying to create some space for themselves, but the CTs are all over this. Forced to push through the smoke, and this is turning into a disaster for them. Bro is all over this map. 16 for 5, despite how close the score is. That guy is toasting them time and again.
He's been a real standout here. It's so good to see Bro hit this level of performance, because I don't think he was touted as some crazy prospect. There weren't really that many people talking about him being the next player up in the Danish scene. He was on Astralis talent for a long, long time. Never got the shot on the main team. Monte decided to bring him in, and he is slowly showing signs of improvement on this squad against top-level competition. Complexity decide they need a timeout. This T side has slipped away from them quite quickly. At one point they were 4-2 up. Now they're 7-5 down. That CT aggression has been a bit of an issue for them. They've been losing quite a few of these early fights. See if they can figure that out off the back of the pause. Got to remember as well, the one round they've won out of the last 6 rounds is just that Tech-9 swarm onto B. Other than that, the gun rounds have not been going the way of Complexity. Here comes aggression again, and JT not ready for that AWP of Waro, who's getting really active across the map now.
Also, going to push the smoke, but Demka is going to go back to the angle first. Saw that one happening. Monte pulling away from Complexity late on in this half. Elysian Grim with a combined $250 remaining in the bank. They may want to hold on to these rifles because not much has been done to Monte in this one. There hasn't been much impact just yet. Got to think about the rounds to come as well. Only 2 more to go in this half. One of the last times we'll see this water. And they will take nothing into the next one then, as Waro puts them out of their misery. 8th round secured for Monte. What will Complexity do now?
Waro's just farming right now with that AWP. They've got to do something about that. You see here Complexity I mean, first getting caught off guard by the positions that the CTs are taking, the aggressive angles. But then it feels like they go down and they try and force the issue there with Hulzerk. Not according to plan right now for Complexity. Goose comes in, Waro again gets involved early. He is taking over right now. I know Bro's top of the board. He's been doing a lot of work as well, but in the last 3 rounds, Waro has been instrumental in getting these opening picks for his team. Only against the Pistols this time. Just makes these rounds so much more comfortable for the CT side. Once you get a 5-on-4, you might not feel like you have to take as many risks on this CT side of Anubis.
Monte building a solid score for themselves. They've lost position on the B bomb site though. There's a little util and maybe a run to be had by Complexity. This money will certainly help them in the round to come. But there was a headshot in there. They will be eventually for Grim. But at this point, it's purely about the round wins. The bonus money will certainly help Complexity though as we head to the last round of the first half. But for Monte, purely about the round win. They've got plenty of money. Oh, that's a flick and a half from Waro.
Very nicely done by Waro. I think you could see he was at least aware of the possibility of the boost with that smoke being up. Quite a common boost at the pro level. Worth trying in matchmaking, though. Sometimes people get caught off guard. Last round of the half then. Double AWP set up for Monte. DY's been seeing Waro light up the kill feed. Maybe wants a piece of the pie himself. And look at how confident Waro is right now. He's moving up through mid with the AWP. Having to look both ways here. It doesn't matter. He is not missing right now.
Love to see it. Hulzerk's got an AWP as well, and he will get working with it. Floppy again finding entries and giving an advantage to his team. Swing and a miss from SDY. And Floppy doesn't need 2 chances. Looking good to squeeze another round out of this Complexity. Throwing junk into the A bomb site, but perhaps heading towards B.
Great call here from Complexity. They find the open bomb site. And now, well, Waro's been getting a lot of opening kills. He's got to try and retake in a 2-on-4. And that does not look likely. Hulzerk will fall, but Bro has it all to do.
Waiting for that drop. The Grim knows it as well. Such a level head on his shoulders. Nice effort from Bro. However, it will be 6 rounds at half-time for Complexity. A struggle for both squads. There's one more half to go.
Tough, right?
been a long series with the action that's been happening in the background. From the shadows into the light comes CS2, but in CSGO, we've got one more half of Counter-Strike to go today as we continue in this series. To find out who goes forth to play Vitality in the next stage of the bracket. Yes, it only gets harder the further you go. Monte then trying to conceal their movements, at least for the players in mid, going the long way towards A, and in they will scream. But there's counter utility for complexity, but who gets the frags? Ultimately, that's what matters. Monte threatening to head towards 10. Look at this angle from Demka. Will he spot Grim? Spots the helmet, jerks forward, takes the helmet off, leaving Elige and Hulzak with much to do. 2 versus 5, made 4. Krasnal in the red, Krasnal dead. Elige keeps going with these dualies. Plenty of bullets, plenty of targets. Clock is ticking though. Is there a kit for them? Hulzak will get on that bomb. He'll stay on that bomb for the time being. He'll be dispatched of by SDY. Monte on 10.
Yeah, those A plays on the pistol round feel really powerful. We saw Complexity do the same on their T-side pistol, and it worked out for them. Just so hard to deny those players quickly running in. Kind of have to play back on the site, maybe hope you can get a kill and likely concede the bomb plant. And even just getting a bomb plant in the pistol already puts you in good stead. First timeout taken by Monte, the first time they've needed one. Elige has been going for that auto shotty, or the shotguns in general, a couple of times. Going for it again here. Don't mind it. It's going to have to be a monster CT side of Anubis now for Complexity, though. As we've been saying, the only map in the pool that you can really call properly T-sided. Right now, Complexity on the back foot. Going to have to work hard to get back into this one.
So interesting, the sudden rise in the shotguns. You can see the Mag 7 coming out again. I did want to get this actual shotgun, or a version of it, which is doable in the UK for sporting purposes, but that pistol grip makes it really hard to do certain types of loading. It is absolutely in the way, so glad I did it. Bro, guess who? It's Bro. Causing more problems 24/7. A revelation he has been. Mac 10's causing more issues. Mac 7's got some issues to cause as well. Only shotguns remaining then for Complexity. Floppy doesn't have the range on this occasion. Sadly, their semi-auto goes in the bin. Hulzak then, 1 versus 3 with the Mag 7. Surprising headshot range with that. Always catches people off guard, but I think he's going to be too far away even for such surprises.
Can't go for this round win. So Monte will get up to 11. They are trickling closer and closer to eliminating Complexity here from Pro League. But the loser of this map is probably their last map of CSGO. So there are more tournaments to come, but gotta wait to see the announcements on those. Winner has a tough test awaiting them here at Pro League. It is none other than Vitality waiting in the quarterfinals. But neither of these teams can be thinking about that right now. Are we actually seeing a Bison from SDY? I mean, listen, they are like all eco. They only have one player with Kevlar. Why not buy a Bison?
I have a Bison in my inventory, which I put a get right signature on and a crown foil. Just to upset people. It exists, it's there. You can find it.
Nice. I mean, listen, you might not get to equip it, the Bison in CS2, so...
yeah, I won't.
Make the most of it while you can.
Put a name tag on it called God Mode. Let's see what SDY can do. Oh, did he? Did he? He must have. Oh, the disrespect. They might not even recognize the sound of that. It's got so many bullets, bro. This is interesting. 12-6 for Monte. The Bison, look at that. They are really thoroughly enjoying themselves, and they should. They absolutely should. 12-6 for Monte. Now we get into the real meat and potatoes, or chicken if you're a vegan.
Here we go. Big gun round here. Orb out for Horzak. Complexity really need this. Oh, he's going down early, but Monte aren't afraid right now. Smoke should slow them though. He's still playing close. Monte might try to go through this. They're really thinking about it, but the flash timing not really working out for them there.
Yeah, this could be very costly. I think it's time to cut the losses on the pursuit of the A-bomb site for now. They can hang about and cut noise if they want to, but they'll be concerned with what might be behind them. We'll have to use this time to make sure the net is not too small for them. Hasn't been a push from Complexity through B on this occasion. They'll show presence elsewhere then. But Krasnal still deep towards A. And Floppy's starting to wonder. I can see him moving on the radar, but he's not moving too deep, or is he? He's starting to poke. He's getting a little closer. 40 seconds. Monte, having shown presence towards B, will poke back towards A once again. This may be an unexpected angle that Floppy is holding. He's going to get instantly traded, though. But he keeps the numbers in Complexity's favor. That changes everything, however. Elite spotted in the back of the site. Needs to stay standing, but he will fall. 3-on-2 for Monte, then, as they've taken control of the A-bomb site. They spread the CTs back out once again, reset the situation, and now it's their advantage.
Horzak's having a look. JT smoked off right now. See a reason for Monte to move into this angle. They're sitting back. They're tucking on the bomb site. Safe in the knowledge that they should have this round tip. What a turnaround that is. They were a man down there. They looked hesitant on their initial approach to A main. Probably should have cancelled. One player goes through. The rest of them realize they can't afford to commit. Floppy even got one kill initially on the hold, but was that lurk again from SDY on mid. It's just so important if you can have that one T-side player on mid to help cut off the rotations. If he wins that fight, it helps tremendously. Puts you in such a powerful position. To make the most of that. Complexity will be frustrated after that round. This was SDY. That's the kill, cutting off the rotate. Makes it so difficult. That one player on the site, Elige gets absolutely nothing out of that position. Complexity decide to take a second timeout. And not using too many here, despite being far behind.
This has just come out of nowhere. I feel like many of the score in the second map, this one as well. Suddenly a team's just crept up on 13 rounds really, really promptly. To the wee hours we go. 4 AKs and silence them for Monte in round 20 with a significant lead over Complexity, fighting for their lives at this point. Nobody wants the early bath. Complexity forced back on mid early. Lee still holding on to a smoke for the time being. They'll have to use it very defensively, especially with the time on the clock for Monte, who continues to creep forth. Oh! Dangerous stuff, spotting both on the A-bomb site. Where are the comms? JT dies for free. This is a massive problem for Complexity. Still, there's a minute for Monte to play with. Like a deer in the mouth of a lion.
Oh, look at this angle from SDY. top. Actually tucks in, but he still gets away with 1 kill. Meanwhile, Krasnow doing good work elsewhere, but Grim anchoring this bomb site has brought it back to even numbers. That bomb decides to go all the way back, and it looks like the right call because Waro is already on A. He can help cut off these rotations. The bomb's still going to take some time to get here, though, so Complexity will start to get back into position. It's the smoke down. Grim can't get it going with the spam, but Elige, he's going to get through the flames now. Demka's got to be careful. Let's decide to commit to the plant. Waro comes back. Elige reads it. And now Demka on the site looks for the reposition. He's on the first, but not the second. Good refrag from Grim, and a much-needed round 1 by Complexity.
Wild rounds on Anubis. Complexity have got much work to do, but they've stopped Monte for now from getting too far away. And with that frag from Waro, you started to wonder some DeYoung's timing as well. He looked away the moment the CTs came out, still managed to squeeze out 1 frag from that situation. But Complexity fought back. I thought Elige could see the bomb planter's foot, but perhaps on his screen he couldn't. Either way, they win the round and they stay in the fight. There's more work for them to do before they could put Monte into eco territory. Promising grenade from the T side, charging in to take map control early towards A. They'll force that utility early, and there isn't much util for Complexity to start with in this round. Again, we saw Monte force Complexity back in mid earlier on. Different story with Horzak here, though.
That all showing some good presence. Same could be said for Monte, though. Waro's got 1 back. Kills all across the server, but it is Complexity favored right now. Emka, I think, may have spotted that shoulder. Now he certainly has. JT does get dealt with. Back to even numbers, but Denka very low on health. Grim has the support of Horzak here. The Rover's got out onto the site. Quick trade from Grim. We're aware of his position here at the back of the site. Can they close in? A big nade lands. While Demka gets flanked, Floppy comes straight through. And Waro has to decide, does he want to commit into this site, or does he want to play elsewhere?
Lurk smoke to keep them entertained, and he's off to the races. That is such a good spray. Hesitation from Waro. He has the timing to make it towards A. 22 seconds to get past this angle. Complexity have to play it together. They cannot give him a 1v1. Racing to close the distance. Limiting where Waro can rotate post-plant. Starting to make their way in now. Waro never gets there. Complexity are creeping back relatively quickly. That bomb plant will be a plus for Monte. Their money will still be dicey. That's a great way to answer the pressure we saw in mid earlier on. Look at Waro just slide through there, gliding like he's covered in soap.
On a slip and slide. Love that. And yeah, that wallbang. Love seeing that come into play. And Waro just can't win the 1-on-2. Don't see that wallbang too often, but when you hear the steps like that, it's the perfect time for it. As you said, Complexity just creeping back into this one. 2 rounds in a row for them. And they have forced Monte down to a half fight. This is a map that Complexity have not lost in the last 3 months. They are 7-0 on this map, including 3 wins in the group stage over Cloud9, over G2. They don't want to take their first loss here against Monte. They look to climb on back. Comes the drop down. Complexity need to be ready here on this B site. They're setting up nades right now.
Looks like they are. Grim's the man with the plan. Emperor's got something to say about it, JT. Just inviting rotation, violence. But they continue racking up these rounds on the CT side, no less. We haven't seen many teams have a half like this on the CT side here at Pro League, at least on the B stream. So far, that seems to be the case for Complexity, building momentum now. They're on the catch-up, showing us why they have these stats. They've got 2 AKs to their name on the CT side, in the hands of Elysian JT. Will Monte be able to push the CTs back early once again, trying to force them to dump more util? They'll be afraid of where Horzerk might rear his ugly head. He'll be over towards the A-bomb site for the time being.
Horzerk happy to chill there with his teammate Monte. Our Liege, very important position here on mid. Doesn't want to go down too easily. Still Monte yet to take any fights in this round, but they're slowly putting their soldiers into position. Molotov used to clear out at close angle. Start to coordinate outside B. Meanwhile, Liege looks like he just took initiative on mid and won that fight at the right time. Now the rotate begins for Complexity. They're going to get back to B in time here.
The fourth man in the Liege coming, but will he come in time? Look at that from Pro, looking for a third one as well. JT having to go back to the well. That gives Krasnal the time to train. Woro, can he get his gun out in time? And Liege with 2. They are fighting tooth and nail for this one. They keep those wheels turning, Complexity. Liege popping out of nowhere. They could not react in time. Look at this start as well, Bro. Almost collecting that third one. Krasnal here to trade, but still Liege pops out. So ready for that second player. He's so ready for him.
Yeah, great snap across from Liege, and even the first fight he took on mid, very helpful. Once that was cleared out, made Complexity more comfortable rotating over to the B site because they knew that mid position had been cleared. For a second, I thought JT was going to miss that frag, looking away before finishing the kill. Criminal, but he gets away with it this time. It was very important that he did because that's why it got brought into the 2-on-2. That's why Liege had that opportunity to get that double kill to win the round. Now pistols for Monte in this one, with plenty of utility though. Looks like they're going to set up outside this A site. Again, that AWP of Horzerk is here, playing further back. The AK of Floppy will play close. He's got an incendiary in hand to try and disrupt this play.
Choke point is so important. A great lineup for Floppy. 2 will have to be enough. Looking to spread now. Horzerk will limit the creep towards that smoke at the very least. That's an important frag. Silence all of a sudden. JT will be on the creep though. Trying to find these players. Instant trade. This damage could pay off later. SDY being patient, hiding in plain sight as Horzerk makes his way to the site. But all they know, he could be over towards B, about to plant that bomb, starting to emerge now, but Horzerk is still looking around and is able to deal. He picked up the M4, right tool for the job, gets his AWP afterwards.
Very good utility timing there from Floppy, putting that molly down, sets him up successfully for a double kill. And even notice the way he kind of looked into the wall and even walked towards the wall. To dodge that flash initially makes it so that he can snap back and line up 2 pretty comfortably. Then Horzerk hangs around with the AWP. Just gets them into a man advantage retake. They're able to walk in and not even allow that bomb to get planted. Don't need to retake the site. Well, they do, but they don't need to defuse the bomb. Technical pause. Hopefully we can get that sorted quickly. Looks like it might have been Horzerk there who took off his headset briefly. But what a tight game we have on our hands here. What a way to close out the day. 13-11. Complexity now with 5 CT rounds in a row. Making Monte sweat right now.
I feel like this is another game. I hate heading towards the cliche, but it's another game where either team could win. Oh, I can't believe it. Wow. Look at the intel I just dropped.
Who'd have thunk it?
Carve it into stone.
Truer words have never been spoken.
Indeed.
James Bardolph, the truth.
Tight. Complexity have been on a great comeback. Pressure's rising, but this is, once you're absorbing this information from round to round as well, as their loss bonus rises, they will need to keep planting the bomb so they can keep that pressure up before they start trailing Complexity. They did some good damage in this round to that end as well. If they can break Complexity, then you would expect they'd run away with it, but we've seen Complexity win multiple rounds with pots and pans, with eco round buys, basically. And they may not even get there. Let's see if they can find a 12th in this one.
Very slow default setup here from Monte, playing pretty far back. Maybe waiting to see if they can spot out any CT aggression from Complexity. A couple of players just now taking A main control. I think one of their nades bounced back there. Yeah, Krasnow's nade didn't go according to plan. Didn't matter much anyway. Wasn't going to land onto Floppy. Complexity thinking about some CT aggression, but look at that shot from SDY. JT not able to get to safety. Now it's Monte's turn to have the man advantage.
Dry peek from Waro. Swing isn't close enough, but they're on the way eventually. Forcing more bullets out of Elige, forcing Complexity back to more passive angles on B, if they'll even remain on B. Steve Floppy's going for the creep. He was so good on the T side in these positions. Different story when you've got that silence them 4 though. 4 versus 2 all of a sudden. So costly for Complexity as well. This is where the game could completely slip away from them. They literally can't afford to lose these rifles.
It's so tough for Complexity because they won 5 rounds in a row prior to this round, but it was never with enough of a buffer where they actually built up money. It's a really tough game right now being a CT, but you've got to win rounds convincingly. Otherwise, this is what can happen to you. The money is bad. They have to try and save. Question is, how much do Monte commit to hunting? They might send one player out, but even that seems like it might not come through, actually. Either way, big round for Monte that able to get up into that 4-on-2. He's tried his best on mid, figured he might need more than 1 kill, so he hung around. But could only find that single frag. So Monte trade their way to a round win, a 14th round, and that shot from SDY was clinical. You've got to give him credit for that. Trade there from Krasnow. Then Floppy just feels like he has to make a play, doesn't feel like he has any support system. And Monte are sat ready and waiting for it. Timeout taken by Complexity. I know they have a couple of guns saved, but the players will have some weaknesses in this buy.
Crunch time now for Complexity. This is the do or die moment. They must deliver. And maybe Horzak's the man who needs to appear in the right place, catch Monte off guard, give them that early 5 on B4, put Monte into plan B or C mode. That might be the way back into this one. Good job to catch up to this point, but there is more work to be done. Another tech pause as the headsets come off. This game will never end. We'll be here forever.
I do wonder, will these players go and boot up CS2 after this game ends? Because it is a long one, it's a late one for them. They wanted to keep playing. They've got to keep on keeping on.
It's a late one, but they are gamers after all.
Exactly.
Don't imagine it getting up at 6 AM and going for a run.
I might have Face It Rewind thing recently tell me my most popular hours were like midnight till 6 AM or something wild. I like to claim most of that was in lockdown, but I'm sure a lot of it wasn't.
God, get it, doing competitive shooting. Every call time for the shooters is like 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's always some remote low place, so good thing I am a morning person. Not sure what the technical issue is, but let's just admire Alicia's wrist rest. Because
I was going to say,
how often, if we can go to Complexity's camera, please. Why are you griefing me? We've been here for too long. You can see, all right, have a look at Alicia's setup. So, firstly, props for having a straight mouse pad, but also you can see he's got the wrist rest, which you
please
never
zoom in
see.
on someone else's setup. Just
You shut up. That wrist rest is so rare to see. I tried that foamy, kind of absorbenty wrist rest, but I ended up getting a lacquered one that had koi fish painted inside, which is very, very nice. But I can't use it for gaming. He's going to do it, isn't he? He's threatening to do it. I can't use it for gaming. I could use it for, like, if I was just typing at my computer, but I can't get used to it for the purposes of gaming. That's a full 60% keyboard as well. Not even, or is it 65? It doesn't look like a 65, which means he doesn't have hard wired arrow keys. Otherwise,
enhance.
There'd be another column to the right-hand side. So it looks like a 60%. I think 65% is the sweet spot, but indeed, Elige is a fellow keyboard enjoyer. Do you use a wrist rest for gaming? Let me know. I wonder which one he has, actually. It looks like a good size. But I just don't ever see myself getting used to it. But he is a man with attention to detail, Elige.
Yeah. I love how you can just look at his setup. It just looks pristine. I don't know what it is, like, compared to everyone else. Like, there's no angle on the keyboard.
He's the kind of guy where you'd go to his place, and he's one of those guys who will be like, "Oh, my place is a mess," and it's not a mess. Everything is feng shui in there. Whereas me, I'd say like my place is a mess, but I'd say no, but it's actually a mess. Like, you know, when people say that, but mine is a mess because I've got drones, batteries, and various other things everywhere all the time, at all times. So yeah.
I think if I lived with Elige, I'd go into his room occasionally and move a book like the 5-degree angle and just see if he'd notice. I'm sure that would mess with him really badly. I'm sure that would annoy him so much.
Just leave a tear off of bubble wrap in a corner somewhere. Just a very small piece of bubble wrap. So there's never an explanation. And maybe there's a speck of plausible deniability. Perhaps not. Maybe it would make him crazy. Who knows? So you can see Floppy's gone for the Christmas tree lights on his keyboard, whereas Elige is more reserved. That's where you can see the true keyboard connoisseur, the man who doesn't have his keyboard going off like a police car. So, you know, Elige is he's a man you can trust when it comes to keyboards. 14-11, the tech pause has come and gone. Monte are in control. What can Halzerk do about it? I think he's the difference maker with the AWP here.
I have not seen enough from Halzerk on this map. Honestly, as the AWPer of the team, you want him at least towards the middle or top of the scoreboard. Hasn't had that same impact right now. Looks like the tech pause might be a little longer than anticipated. I'm interested in complexity. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a team where it looks like they all have the exact same mouse pad. Like, you see Montes are just wild, whereas it's just the same. I mean, I don't know much about mouse pads, James. You know more than me. They look the same. I know that for sure. I know I can play Snap when I see it. Here we go. We are back into the action. Big round for Complexity. Full investment. If they lose this, they could be screwed. They could be out of the tournament. What can Complexity find in this one?
Elige will be the man in mid. That is a meaty grenade. Monte back on their usual, and there's Halzak lurking with that AWP. Forcing Complexity back once again. Promising start for Monte, but the work has only just begun. 1 minute on the clock for Complexity. You've got 3 smoke grenades. That's pretty significant. They can keep these choke points choked up for a while yet. Floppy up close with the 5-7, the early warning system, the sacrificial lamb, Floppy. But again, keep an eye on the clock. JT has got that last smoke then for the squad around that B bomb site, but the split is on towards A. Elige with no utility left, Floppy with a 5-7 and maybe a good angle. This does look good for Demka. After all, finding Elige also, and that's surely the round over. There's nothing for them to do.
Clean and easy for Monte to find 15, to find series point, the chance to advance to the quarterfinals here at Pro League. The Complexity, what a frustrating way to lose this round, and it could go from bad to worse because Monte realize they have Complexity's money in a bad place. They can have a stranglehold on them right now. Look at the minimap. There's no way out for Complexity. They've got to fight against this. Good shots landed.
Wow.
Grim gets another. Looks like they might be able to save their guns here.
I wonder if that abuse by Monte, especially in that mid position, is the kind of thing that players are unhappy with on the CT side, where they're forced back, are unsure of what they can do. Of course, there wasn't a fully equipped round from Complexity, but anyway, Monte will make it to match point first. It's been a comeback trail for Complexity. The question is, how much do they have left? The French guns are coming out. That's never a good sign when you're against match point. There's money in the bank for the T side as well. There's plenty of pressure to come. As much as Complexity can handle, or maybe more than that.
Could be. Halzak again with that ult. Wasn't able to get involved in the previous. Does he try and take initiative in this one? Series point for Monte. 4 of them, in fact, to be precise. Complexity, they put together a run. They put together 5 CT rounds in a row, but Monte able to break through. It might be the difference here. All of the Monte players leaning towards A early. Could this be another quick one? Floppy is solo A right now.
He is indeed. He is going to be completely exposed in this situation. He simply needs to hold the control of this area for his team to have a way to rotate into this side so they can fight together. Halzak's the first one to take the bullet. Floppy still standing with the FAMAS Elige, making desperate plays. Over the smoke, Floppy will find something. Pre-firing every angle. Throw drops by Elige as well. It's actually working for Complexity, at least in the short term, but there's more frags to come. Waro, Demka, Samdai Young remain versus what remains of Complexity. Waro losing all the angles now. Still standing though, 1 versus 2. Can he do this? Floppy with the FAMAS says no. Complexity find at 12th. They'll need some upgrades for these guns as well. Grim's got the AWP and Floppy's got the round.
Smart decision-making from Floppy there. Realized there was a good amount of utility. He was blind. He had to just let them onto the site and play retake. And Monte's utility doesn't really deny Complexity from coming back into the site. There ends up being smokes all over the place. The Complexity still able to come out on top there. Floppy getting a 3K with the FAMAS. And the utility for Complexity was actually pretty effective there on the retake as they came back into the site. So they're still going here. 3 more required for Complexity to take us to overtime. Double stack on mid early for Complexity in this round, including the Orb of Halzak. Like Monte happy to take their time early in this one.
3 chances for Monte. Morrow spots the second. Is that the only one though? Bro may wonder, but he's the bomb carrier. Demka starting to creep in. Floppy deals. Complexity aggressively reinforcing the A bomb site. A lot of activity here, and Krasil looks to entertain the flash. It's not quite working there. SDY coming in from the back. Is the A bomb site where this one ends then? Maybe it is, as JT is the last man standing. 1 versus 3 to keep Complexity in the fight.
What could JT do? Flash in, looks for absolutely anything here. It looks impossible. It looks like it's over. And there it is. Waro closes it. Monte knock Complexity out. They advance to the quarterfinals where Vitality await. And they looked fantastic the way they did it here on Anubis.
Yeah, that was a crazy series between the two squads. Both had the opportunity to show strength.